Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
I didn't know you had elves working here.
Happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, the rest.
Happy holidays.
Please stop immediately.
Happy holidays.
No good.
Oh, I think it was great.
Shut up. I have announcements.
All right.
There's 2 about the store and 1 about the show.
Okay. I'm listening.
While staring at your phone.
Yes.
Not actively listening, but listening.
Passively.
I
know that you have a big holiday sale.
Damn right.
50% off everything.
Not everything.
Mostly everything.
Not even that. Graphic novels, toys, and shirts. Why am I doing this, you ask?
Because you're crazy.
Well, because I'm going to take a little bit of time off and I need to make up for days where I'm not working.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Because for so yeah, that's going to end on Saturday. So get in, grab a graphic novel or 7, grab a t-shirt, grab a toy. Because holiday hours with Christmas and New Year's falling on a Tuesday, I'm going to take both of those Mondays off. Take a rare 3-day weekend.
Ooh.
You want to know how long it's been since I took a 3-day weekend?
Probably almost like last Christmas season.
Oh, longer.
Really?
It's been, I can't remember exactly when it was, at least 18 months, between 18 and 20 months since I had 3 consecutive days off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I have the opportunity to have 2 of these like rare occurrences.
Well, have at it.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, so come to the store for that sale so I can justify not being there.
Wow. That's
the downside of taking time. Like, you're like, oh boy, a day off. But then you're like, well, I didn't make any money today. In the small business world, that's a big deal.
Fair. I mean, being a year-round salary employee, there's never a day where I'm not making money.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Tell me more about consistency.
It's wonderful.
You know what your paycheck is going to be
Yep.
when it's happening?
It's the same exact paycheck every 2 weeks. It's quite wonderful, actually.
What a luxury.
Well, it's called having a job.
I have a job.
You have a business. It's different.
Fair. Yeah, so, yeah, closed Monday and Tuesday of Christmas and New Year's because I can. And also because UPS doesn't deliver on New Year's Eve.
Did you see the tweet that UPS put out today that they soon deleted?
No.
Oh, man. UPS was... I gotta see if I can find the exact wording of it. It was hilarious. And by hilarious, I mean, wow. On a scale of 1 to bad, it was bad.
Well, you're looking that up. I guess I'll do the other bit of news. Speaking of me taking some time off of work, the smallest amount of time possible, that means we're also not going to do a show next week. We were taking our first break ever. It's been 140-something consecutive weeks. We're going to take Christmas.
Yes, we are going to take a week off from the show.
Oh boy, I'm not going to see you on a Tuesday night. Hey, Christmas is on Tuesday. Come on over. The only difference is we're not going to be recording what we say.
Okay, here, I found it from UPS. If your child addresses a letter to the North Pole, you can leave it with us. We do shredding.
Oh, jeez.
There you go. Right there.
Harsh.
Yes.
I mean, true, but
harsh.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Bunch of Scrooges.
I can't imagine why they took that down.
Oh, wow. Meanwhile, WAKY-FM, a station in Louisville, Kentucky, played Baby It's Cold Outside for several hours straight.
Would they have to do different versions? Because can't you only play something from the same artist? Like,
no, there's no rules against that.
I thought broadcast you could only do like the same thing like 3 times within an hour.
Nope.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
that's a controversy this year. Baby, it's cold outside.
There's a healthy amount of non-holiday cheer going around this year.
I'm fine with it. It's a song from the 40s that was about a couple being playful. It's fine.
You know what else is really
the only
upsetting?
thing that's ruining it is that one line where it says like, "What's in this drink?" That's the only one that kills it.
Yeah. What about everyone that was calling for Rudolph to not be played anymore because he gets bullied?
I don't care. I don't even like that special. It's awful.
You shut your damn mouth.
But I'm not against it because of
year.
its bullying.
Why do you not like that special?
The noise his nose makes.
Is that the only reason why? I feel like your reason changes. You don't like any of the Rankin Bass stuff,
no,
do you?
Not really. They're not for me.
No?
I never liked them.
What's your favorite holiday special?
Why don't you stop reading ahead?
Is that the... okay. Well, that's... Okay, Christmas movie is different than holidays, like Christmas special on TV.
To be honest, I'm kind of combining them.
Okay.
I don't separate them in my
So
brain.
at the end of the show, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Maybe that was brought up.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, Baby It's Cold Outside is fine. I mean, not every version. I heard I might get the artist wrong. I think it was someone called Carmen, and they did a version of it, and it made me want to just put a drill to my temple.
Wow, that's saying something.
With an opinion like that, I'm going to double check that that's who it was. I also don't know who that artist is. It came up on Pandora, and it was the worst thing I've ever heard.
Worse than my karaoke singing?
At least you weren't doing like Mary Did You Know,
I should try that.
which I think is my least favorite.
I don't know. My least. The hippopotamus song gets
That's
old.
pretty terrible.
Yeah. Oh, something stuck up in the chimney.
I don't know if I know that.
The premise of the song is Santa's been stuck in the chimney and he's been dead and he's starting to smell.
That's just Gremlins.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they're not trying to have a fire, melt him out of there.
I might have misspoke on an artist. I can't find it quickly. Who knows? Maybe it wasn't someone called Carmen. I don't really know.
Okay. Well, that doesn't
Whatever.
matter.
I heard one
All right.
sad bastard version of it that I hated.
Huh. Well, and on that happy note,
But I guess those are the pre-show announcements.
they can't really be pre-show announcements because the show has started.
This is the warm-up. It's the preamble.
Yeah, that's better. The preamble is much better phrasing.
All right, so from there, it's time for the final time of 2018. Welcome to show number 51. We couldn't quite do 52 because, it's a weird time
Is
for
this
Christmas.
technically
to
the
fall.
last show of 2018 then?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. So we'll do our year in review show
on the first.
on the 1st. All right, good to know.
All right, news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Ah, damn it, I meant to show you a thing.
Oh, okay.
Everyone, hang on. You won't even know the difference.
The magic of editing.
So a show we don't watch, Titans, had its season finale trailer.
It's very dark.
What the hell is
It's
that?
super dark.
I really want to see this.
Yeah, without even knowing it might be the best Batman movie we've had in a long time.
Just Batman goes crazy and starts killing all of his rogues gallery.
he
And
goes-
he just has bloody batarangs everywhere, just slicing throats. Goes nuts. Dick has to fight him.
He goes Batzerk.
It strikes me as like, is this a dream episode, like a nightmare episode or something? Or,
Alternate reality.
yeah, like maybe Scarecrow like blasted Dick in the face with something.
I don't know.
This looks insane. I've had zero interest in this show, but that trailer is like, I want to know what's going on.
Enough to pull you in for one episode.
Well, I mean, I'd have to pay for the DC streaming service, so no.
So not that much.
Not financially interested.
That's fair. That's a reasonable way to phrase it.
Maybe I'll read a Wikipedia summary of it.
Oh, there you go. But anyone can write anything on Wikipedia.
I'm going to go on there right now and say it was a dream episode. But yeah, that looks insane and weird. Speaking of superheroes on television, get ready to see Daredevil maybe sometime in the future, at least 2 years.
I thought it was canceled.
It was canceled, but apparently within the Netflix contract of any show being canceled that Marvel had, that those characters can't be used for at least 2 years in any other live action medium.
Really?
So there's at least going to be a 2-year break if these characters come back at all.
Does that include movies?
No, I mean for original programming.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Marvel pulling all their stuff, they're just gonna, or Disney, I mean, pulling all their stuff, they'll just put it on their own streaming service. But yeah, apparently, if you like that Daredevil show, it'll be back in a minimum of 2 years, if ever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, we saw this day coming for a while now.
Shows have done that in the past. Like Game of Thrones is going through it right now. It's been over a year since they had an episode. Doctor Who has done it multiple times of having like a year off. Remember, Mad Men had something like 17, 19 months off in between season 4 and 5.
If you're going to tell quality stories and you need that time to generate those quality stories, or
Well, the
for
Mad
whatever
Men
reason,
one
yeah.
was contract stuff.
Well, that's also true.
So is this one, the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
They might come back. Probably not Iron Fist, because that sucked. But
Thank goodness.
I'd still like to see like Luke Cage and Daredevil, or just do a Heroes for Hire
Jessica
thing.
Jones.
Well, she hasn't been officially canceled yet, because that still has to come out. But the second it's done,
Yeah. Goodbye.
yeah, that's getting canned, along with The Punisher, which I really liked that first season. That was really strong. The Punisher show. That guy he's a really good Punisher.
He punishes well.
That show you didn't see. You'd probably like that one.
Yeah, probably. Is it gratuitous violence?
I think you could get on board for Daredevil and The Punisher. I don't think you'd have much interest in the other ones.
I didn't like Iron Fist.
No one did. No one liked Iron Fist. What a terrible waste of 26
The Hallway of
hours.
Feelings.
No, that's The Flash.
Oh, sorry.
The Flash where they go in the Feelings hallway.
Sorry about that. I got them confused.
It's all right. No, Iron Fist had the board meetings of boredom.
Oh, okay.
Just making up
But then
names
they
for
just
everything.
moved them out of the boardroom and they were still the boardroom meetings.
Yeah,
Like,
just because you're sitting on 2 couches talking about business doesn't mean it's not a boardroom meeting.
you can't fool me, couch man.
I guess more TV news, because that's the thing we're doing.
Televisor.
The Mandalorian announced more of its cast, and a couple names stood out for me. One of them will stand out for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
The big one for me was Giancarlo Esposito, best known for his role as Gus Fring on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
No idea who that is.
He's great. He was the voice of one of the wolves in the Jungle Book live action thing.
Okay.
So I guess he's worked with Favreau before. There we go. Found a connection.
Nice job.
But he's great. But the other one that they cast, for a name I haven't seen in anything in a very long time. I mean, they already got Nick Nolte, which is a weird pull. Carl Weathers.
Wow.
Carl Weathers is coming to Star Wars, baby.
Wow.
Still alive, apparently.
Older Lando.
They already have an older Lando. He's going to be in the next Star Wars. So just because he's a black guy with a mustache, that's where you went? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Lando's brother?
There could be more than one black guy.
Did Creed get biogenically recreated in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago?
I haven't seen Carl Weathers in anything in a long time.
No.
Actually, if you go to Billy D. Williams' Twitter account, there's videos of him working out for Star Wars.
Billy D?
Yeah, to get more svelte.
Oh, good for him. Get started on those New Year's resolutions now.
I mean, he's doing it more for contract, I'm sure.
Still.
Carrie Fisher had that great quote about episode 7. She's like, they didn't want all of me. They just wanted about 66% of me.
It's a good quote.
She was funny.
She was super funny.
Poor Mark, because Mark Hamill had to work out like crazy to get in shape, and he's really maintained it since then. But I felt so, it was like, you probably had to work out for 16 consecutive months for 10 seconds of screen time.
Ugh.
I mean, he's kept the weight off. He still looks great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, probably good for his overall health, but
Yeah, can't hurt.
no. But yeah, Carl Weathers is in Star Wars.
Bring it.
Not TV news. Done with that.
Okay.
Scott Derrickson, the director for Doctor Strange, will be returning for Doctor Strange 2.
I'm on board. I liked it. He did a good job with it.
I don't know. The only reason I'm a little hesitant is every other movie we've seen with Doctor Strange has been a better Doctor Strange movie. His time in Thor was a lot better. His time in Infinity War was better.
He wasn't even Thor very long.
It was still better than Doctor Strange.
Come on, Doctor Strange wasn't that bad.
It's not bad. It's pretty fine. It's good, but I wouldn't call it great.
I wouldn't say it was great, but it's watchable. I'd watch it again.
Yeah, no, it's not. I'm not like bashing it for being bad. It's just, it's pretty fine.
I love the visuals.
Yeah, I wish there was more of them.
The Crimson Bands of the Sidorak.
We didn't see that until Infinity War.
No, we had to wait. But there was the Cosmic Cauldron.
I don't know. Sure, I guess it was a totally serviceable movie.
What does he say, like hither now untold or something like that? Hitherto untold, something like that. I can't remember. His mystic arts and his mystic language.
He's going to be fighting Baron Mordo apparently, so hey, why not?
Well, they set it up in the last movie, so.
Yeah, and he's always he's always a villain. I was going to say he's always a Doctor Strange villain, especially early on. Like, I've read all the stuff that like Ditko did with Lee. Boy, they overused Baron Mordo a lot.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Doctor Strange gets unashed.
Yeah, he'll probably be fine.
Yeah, he gets reassembled.
Anyone whose contract isn't up probably is going to keep ticking along. I guess we'll sneak that bit of news into the movie review, because there's already talk of a Spider-Verse sequel and a spin-off.
Ooh.
Because Sony's like, oh, we have something that makes money. Let's cash in on that. Sure, we've squandered Spider-Man movies for a long time, but now that we have some money, it's time.
Let's squander some more
it's
cash.
time to shine. Comics news. Speaking of Spider-Man,
Yes.
the thing we only briefly mentioned, but we'll talk more.
Yes.
There's going to be, I forgot the name of the series. Should have written it down. Didn't. Chip Zdarsky, guy who's going to be writing Daredevil. He's going to be doing a Spider-Man miniseries that's going to be what if Spider-Man aged in real time.
Huh.
So it's going to start off in the 60s. My guess is that it'll probably be like a 10-year jump every issue if you're doing a mini, but yeah, I'm all for it. I think that's an interesting concept. Stuff like that comes up from time to time, but I like him as a writer.
Something different.
It's a good enough concept to do. I'll definitely read that. And then coming to you from writer Paul Scheer, yes, the comedian. He's done some comic stuff before.
Okay.
He's going to be writing a Cosmic Ghost Rider miniseries where he destroys Marvel history.
Oh.
I'm sure it's going to be out of continuity.
I would hope so.
Or if it's not, then they'll just, have some magic reset button.
As they have want to do.
Yeah, stuff like that has happened a bunch. Punishers killed the Marvel Universe. Deadpool's killed it twice. Something the Marvel Universe always happens, but this one's Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys Marvel history. So, because there was like a really It was not a long surprise. Like, there was one day they're like, who really gave the Fantastic Four their powers? I forget the other ones, but it was just like, in less than 24 hours later, like, it's Cosmic Ghost Rider. Surprise. This ad campaign lasted a long time. This marketing push
really didn't fool anybody.
Well, I mean, it was a question, but it was answered within 24 hours.
Really way to hold that suspense out there.
Yeah. And the other thing, I closed the tab. I don't care anymore. Free Comic Book Day books have been announced. They'll be out the first weekend of May. If you want to find out what they are, go look them up.
Thanks for sharing.
The information's out there now. Always look at your solicits. That reminds me. That was the thing I was supposed to announce.
Oh, announce it.
One more announcement. I'm slightly changing the the discount policy in the store.
Ooh.
Basically, before it was if you had a subscription, you would get 10 to 50% off any comics that were new off the wall. I'm changing that to just discounting the stuff that you pre-order. The idea is to try and push people to pre-order more stuff and just not pull them off the wall so I can have a more accurate order and I'm wasting less money.
That's smart. That's their very good business sense.
Yeah, it's just there to try and encourage people to pre-order more stuff. So I'm not trying to guess well, I know this customer usually buys this. So if I order this, he'll probably buy it. Maybe, I don't know. Just to avoid crap like that, to just make my order tighter, to have less excess money being spent unnecessarily.
Sounds like you're trying to adult, Zach, and I like that.
I've probably said it on the show before. When I was starting up the business, the quote that stuck with me the most, it wasn't necessarily what made shops successful. I was reading some stuff on what made shops fail. And the one that stuck with me the most the entire time is everything that you see on the wall in a comic book store is a mistake that someone made with ordering.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Which is just how I look at every comic book store now. I'm like, a lot of mistakes.
Oh, like yours?
Yeah. Oh my God, so many mistakes. But I mean, that's, clearly you want to have inventory for people to look at, but I mean, the value on books drops basically immediately. Once they're not in the eye of the public, then
kind of like
selling them is harder.
Kind of like a car, when you drive it off the lot, it depreciates quickly.
Basically, yeah. So yeah, I'm doing that to try and just tighten up my own orders. Should have mentioned that up front, forgot to do it. Not going to edit it differently.
Okay. No need to.
Anything else that was on the list? That was it. That was the list. All right, from there. From pop culture to
sports.
I was going to try and come up with something more clever.
You really probably can't.
Ball culture. We're moving on to Jared's sports reports.
No.
He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. Bare-chested. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
It's time for another Jared Sports Report.
Well, here in the Jared Sports Reports, good times being had by most everybody in New England. The Celtics had a nice run.
8 games.
They beat Atlanta really handily over the weekend.
Everyone beats Atlanta.
Yeah, they really beat Atlanta. So let's see what else we've got. Yeah, Celtics are doing pretty well. They were shorthanded for some of that 8-game streak, but they were certainly the best team in the NBA over that time, and they look to have turned a corner, and they're really starting to click on all cylinders. So
yeah, they lost against Detroit, a game they were just tired.
Yeah.
Boy, if they played with the energy they had in the fourth quarter, things would have been fine, but they didn't start actually playing until they were, the game was almost done.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Energy has to happen.
Can't wait to get started.
Yeah. Oh, they did.
The Bruins are doing well. Nobody really talks a lot about the Bruins, and that's all you're going to hear on this show about the Bruins right now. They're playing hockey.
From all that hockey you've been watching?
Yes. And the Patriots, a little stumble in the road, have lost consecutive December games for the first time in forever, and they are also have the most losses in a season in the last 8 or 9 years. So 2 games left against the Bills and the Jets. Both those games are in Foxborough. They've not really been doing a good job on the road. If they win those 2 games, I believe that they still have the opportunity to get a first-round bye. But this Patriots team certainly has some things to clean up. Those are 2 tough AFC losses.
Are they definitely going to the playoffs, or is it questionable?
They should go to the playoffs. I mean, I think one more win gets them the division, and that gets them into the playoffs. I really don't think, unless they lose their next 2 games and a lot of other things happen, I don't know if there's a scenario where they don't make the playoffs. I mean, the worst they're going to finish is 9-7. They'll probably end up at 11-5.
Or so you hope.
Well, yes, absolutely. But they've certainly got a lot. I think this is the last season we see Rob Gronkowski in the NFL, let alone in New England. I don't know. I think that, a 9-win season for the Patriots we would have been ecstatic about that 20-some-odd years ago. So to be disappointed with being 9-5, I guess it's not a bad thing. Not a bad place to be, but there's a lot of parity in the NFL. A lot of parity.
Speaking of people retiring, it was kind of cool seeing Vince Carter probably in his last game in Boston. Like when he came out, like everyone just cheered for him. Like everyone knows that he's just a damn legend.
Yes, he is.
And boy, the announcers could not drop how old he was. I'm very aware of Vince Carter's age.
He is old.
41.
Yeah.
41.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah, no kidding. He still kicks ass.
41.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's from Ben-Hur.
Oh, you do like that movie.
It's a good movie. It won 11 Oscars, damn it.
I'm aware.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
I mean, for the time.
I haven't seen it in probably 10 years, but yes.
I haven't seen it in quite some time either. Those biblical epics, though, those like old, like sword and sorcery epics and the historical dramas, those were really, they don't make them like they used to.
Almost killing a man in a stampede.
Yeah, well, or with the chariot.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, a stampede is different than a chariot race.
Is that your sports?
That's my sports. It ended with a chariot race.
Not good horse racing weather right now.
Nope, not really. You're correct.
I guess from there we move on to Lowdown on Love, because we all heard you went on a thing. You announced it last week. Theme!
Hey, Jared.
I like your style. I find it very erotic.
Now, let's get the lowdown on love with Junior Rich.
Jared 6.
Went on a date, had a good time at the Botanical Gardens.
Good walking around date.
Yes.
Pretty lights.
A walkabout, as they say in Australia.
Different thing.
Oh, there you go. That's your update.
Going into the wilderness for like 19 days or something.
Going on a vision quest.
Where you might also see lights, but for different reasons.
Yeah, well,
probably dehydration.
Or hallucinating. Find some peyote.
Suppose. I don't know. I don't know what's in Australia.
I don't know.
Bugs that will kill you.
Yes. I don't think they have peyote in Australia. I mean, they might. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility.
And that is our vague update on Jared's love life.
It's vague. It's vague on purpose.
All right. From there, we saw a movie. From the looks of it, a lot of other people saw that movie because it did 35 million domestically.
Wow. Good bully for it.
We're doing Into the Spider-Verse review theme.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
It's time for an Editor's Note podcast review.
As we do for each and every movie, we're going to start with non-spoilers before getting into spoilers. Most of my spoilers are just references to things, because boy, there were a lot of them.
A lot of them went over my head.
I know you. I get frustrated sometimes when I see like clickbaity like YouTube videos. It's like so-and-so explained, like Spider-Verse plot explained, post-credits explained. I'm like, what is there to explain? It just happened. Apparently you need some explanation.
I do. I need to go watch some of those videos. I liked it. I thought there was a lot of the visuals were cool. The animation style was cool. The way that they told the story.
Sony's trying to copyright that
style.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like is, and I mentioned to you during the movie, it looked like there was some 3D rendering left in the 2D version.
Yeah, my wife, she heard you say that, and she like went on like a fact-finding mission. I don't know if it's true or not because I didn't see it myself, but she said that was done to be like the comic book style of like the 60s and the 70s when colors would go and they wouldn't quite be in the lines.
Huh.
To kind of recreate that old school comic book look. That being said, I didn't really like it. I also don't know if that's the reason, but I could see that being the reason if that is true. Like I said, didn't fact check it, was told something, took it at face value.
That's good that you trust your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yes, it's a good thing in a marriage.
I felt like that was kind of too blurry and like, it wasn't my thing because it made me feel like they were just like lazy with the rendering from like 2D to 3D. But I thought the story was neat. It was interesting. It was not what I expected the story to be. And no, it was good.
Yeah, if you know the Ultimate line, and that being said, I really don't because that universe is defunct and I didn't ever really care about it, and I'm not going back now. I've read very little of the Ultimate line. But if you're aware of the broad strokes, at least you kind of knew what was going to happen. I was kind of surprised they went there.
Yeah.
It's a kid's movie. Like, oh, they did it anyway.
Yeah, bang. But no, I didn't ever really feel bored.
Yeah, I like all the characters in there. And I like that they didn't have like a bunch of conflict, like all the different spider people. They just all liked each other. They got on pretty well.
Yeah, they got on pretty well. I liked the exposition was done pretty neatly, I thought.
Where you see the same origin. Told it. That was fun.
The original one was really funny. Like the first one.
Yeah.
They kind of acknowledged some things.
Well, I mean, they showed that in the trailer. So they show a bunch of references to the Raimi movies especially. And they do a little bit more than what was in the trailers, which it's fun to poke fun of all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. We don't talk about that.
I mean, that's all the internet talks about, this Peter's weird dance.
Yeah. I like Chris Pine as the voice of
That's a spoiler.
Oh.
Chris Pine's in it.
Yeah, there you go.
He's one universe Spider. There's a lot of different Spider-Men in this. He's just one of them.
Yes, one of many.
I did like him. He was good. Just getting him to pop up, and I'm like, so they could pay you for this, but you won't sign on to Star Trek 4?
This was probably way more fun than Star Trek 4. He probably worked for 2 days.
Probably not even that long.
Probably worked for 1 hour.
Yeah, it was definitely just a afternoon gig that he did. They were all good. Nick Cage is in there being Nick Cagey.
Yes. I read an article that they made him say a whole bunch of stuff that they found out was wildly inappropriate afterwards. Like film noir things.
Oh, just, yeah, for language that has not updated itself well.
No.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So somewhere there's a reel of Nick Cage saying all these weird film noir things that could never make it onto cinema.
Well, that's a special feature for a kids movie.
I love it.
One of my favorite was they did Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham, and they did kind of mention what his origin was. They just did it real. It was only one quick line, but it made me laugh. You might think that he is a pig that was bitten by a radioactive spider, but oh no, sir. He was a spider that was bitten by a radioactive pig, and he lives with his Aunt May because she has dementia and doesn't remember that she didn't have a nephew. Come on, that's amazing. A spider bitten by a radioactive pig.
I buy it.
And he says it just in passing, like they're all doing their origin. It's like, I was bitten by a radioactive pig! Voiced by John Mulaney. I like him. He's funny.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
He had a sitcom for like half a second. He wanted to be Seinfeld.
For a hot minute.
I don't even think he made it a whole minute. I think that was canceled with like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
It didn't last long. He's like, ooh, a stand-up comedian with a sitcom named after them. Went well the last time. Whatever, he still has a very successful career.
Yes.
He's doing fine. He doesn't have Seinfeld money, but he's doing fine.
No, he's not want for much, if anything. Maybe a sitcom in his own name, but still.
He's still got that sitcom. It just failed.
He needs like a reboot.
Just had a Netflix special come out. I haven't seen it.
Oh.
But, neither here nor there. What else were things that happened?
In non-spoilers?
Yeah.
I like the soundtrack. The soundtrack was pretty good.
Yeah. I like there was a mix of some old stuff in there and some new stuff that I'm too old to know.
Fair. I like the callback to the little Notorious B.I.G. in a kid's movie.
Yeah.
The Notorious Big, as the kids call him today.
Why?
I don't know. It was really a nice little neat, tidy story. Like, it does a good job of setting up a new spider universe.
Yeah, but it also doesn't beat you over the head with it. It feels contained. Like, you can go into this and not... I mean, they definitely do some world building and some hinting at stuff, but at the same time, this is just its own thing.
No, it's fun. It's entertaining. I like the art style that they used.
I'm going to throw the gauntlet down and say this is the best Spider-Man movie ever.
Ooh.
Not necessarily the best movie with Spider-Man in it. Infinity War and Civil War are not Spider-Man movies.
No, I'm not. Like, you think this is better than Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie?
Oh, yeah.
Better than Spider-Man 2? You've called Spider-Man 2 one of the most perfect superhero movies.
I don't think I have.
Some people have.
I was like, I don't think that was me. That doesn't sound
I don't know if it's
I'd
better
say.
than Spider-Man 2.
That movie just had... I think that movie doesn't hold up over time as well. I mean, this one just came out, so I'm still kind of coming on.
Yeah, I think that's a knee-jerk reaction.
It's definitely better than Homecoming, which is a Doctor Strange level of, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's better than Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the Spider-Man movie I have enjoyed the most.
It was good.
I still think there are places they could go. I almost wanted more. They had only, a handful of spider characters and a handful of universes. I would have liked to have seen more of that stuff. Like, I would have liked to have seen like more dimension hopping or even just more random Spider-Man characters. Like, the very first comic book that this is kind of based on, the very first Spider-Verse comic, like made this like claim of like every version of Spider-Man that has ever existed is going to be in this book. And this movie certainly didn't have that by a long shot.
No, it only had 4, 5,
6,
7,
8, 9.
9?
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, anyway.
9 is not all of them ever.
No, I mean, there's not a lot to say without getting into spoilers. It was very enjoyable. It's definitely worth seeing.
Yeah, I
probably wouldn't mind seeing it in 3D, to be honest.
I don't know if there was one, probably.
If there was 3D, I think it would be good in 3D.
Yeah, enjoyed it quite a bit. I said it was the best Spider-Man ever, so yeah, it probably means go see it in theaters.
Yeah, go see it in theaters. Don't know if it's the best Spider-Man ever, but it's certainly a refreshing recharge to the character.
Maybe if you bring a kid, maybe not too young?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably 12 years old, 11, 12.
Definitely, I would say like maybe 8.
8?
7 or 8. If your child is aware of mortality, it's fine to bring them. If they're not aware of what mortality is, don't.
I'll buy that. On to spoilers.
Look out! There's spoilers ahead!
how weak-willed do you think children are? You're like 12 years old minimum.
I don't know. I guess 9, 10. I go 9, 10.
Spoilers. Oh, you want a reference? This movie's got a reference. It's got a lot of references.
A lot that I didn't pick up on.
All right, so I guess I'll open it up to you after I
All right.
burn through some of
Go
these.
for it.
As mentioned, this takes the cue from the Ultimate Universe where Miles Morales came from of killing off their Peter Parker. In this case, he was punched to death.
Yeah, by Kingpin.
Who's also in this, because I didn't know a lot of these villains that were going to be in there. Also, coincidentally, there were 6 villains, maybe like a Sinister Six of sorts.
Ooh.
Speaking of Bendis, he is name dropped at least twice in passing. He shows up once on a cell phone. I saw his name another time on a comic book. They show a couple of comic images. Some of them are based on recent covers that have come out. I don't remember the artist. I didn't bother double checking. But I did see a Keith Pollard cover, and Todd McFarlane one was in there. Name drops happen for a bunch of other creators. They walk by a Romita pizzeria after John Romita, or even John Romita Jr., but probably a senior.
You did laugh at that. You're like, huh, Romita Pizza.
Steve Ditko's name is also in someone's cell phone. Stan Lee has a cameo, which is sad as all hell.
It's sad, but it's also funny.
Yes. I mean, I like how Stan is just a shill in every universe.
Yeah, but he's like, no refunds.
What if it doesn't fit? It'll fit. It better.
It always fits.
The Peter Parker in the universe Miles is from has blonde hair, much like his clone Ben Reilly. Alchemex is in there, and I'm just mentioning it. That is a real organization usually seen in Spider-Man comics. A whole plethora of Spider-Man suits are seen. I've recognized a lot of them, couldn't name what they're called. 2 of the more prominent ones are the recent PlayStation 4 costume and the Iron Spider. Some other like mixed up ones in there as well. Like I said, I just don't remember their names. They also did pass the Spider Buggy, which got a nice little laugh out of me. You may remember it from such books as Old Man Logan.
Oh, yes.
Where they drove it around. Get closer to the mic.
I'm right here.
I did like that they opened up the movie with the Comics Code Authority seal of approval.
That was cool. You're like, huh, you made an audible gasp.
Well, that was one of those, I'm like, oh, it's going to be one of those movies. A lot of references. Because when I watch a movie like this, my eye is just scanning the entire screen. I'm not going where the focus is. I'm just like, where are the references?
Yeah, you were like looking for the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
You were on an Easter egg hunt. I was just trying to catch up and like keep my head above water.
What's funny about the Comics Code, we've talked about it before, being, this whole kind of self-policing thing that happened after comics were taken to court. But Spider-Man was the first book to actually not have a book with the Comics Code Authority seal on it. There was a story about drug use, and the CCA wouldn't sign off of that, and Stan said, I don't care. So they just published it anyway without the CCA code. So I thought, it was a cute little thing to have there, but I would have liked to have seen maybe a thing where they snuck it off at some point. I don't know. Oh, and then something that set the internet ablaze. Apparently, I'm not the only one who noticed this. For all the different spider people, they showed the different Earths that they come from. Aside from the main Marvel Universe, I don't know what the designation, because there are literally tens of thousands of them in existence. But I did see that the Peter Parker who wasn't beaten to death came from Earth 616, which is the main comic book universe, which is a weird reference to pull because he's definitely not. So why put a reference in if it's literally meaningless?
It can't be. The number 42 is all over the place.
That's the thing with Bendis. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's a Bendis thing.
The number 42?
Yeah.
Maybe he's a Jackie Robinson fan.
I could not tell you, but yeah, that's a Bendis thing. I don't know what it is.
Because it was on the spider. It was on the numbers after Miles fell off a building.
It's literally one of the first things you see in the credits is the number 42. Maybe it's the number of conquests Bendis has had. That's what I say it is.
Turning into a gabbing about Bendis segment.
They did co-create the character with Sarah Pacelli? Maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, so those are the references that I noticed. Oh, one more. Oh, because this is a name that I can't spell, and I'm sure you won't be able to either.
Okay.
Kingpin. Visually, that is a Bill Sienkiewicz Kingpin if I've ever seen one. More specifically, from Daredevil graphic novel. What was it called? Daredevil Love and War.
Oh, wow.
That is the Kingpin from that movie.
That is 110% the Kingpin. He cannot be healthy.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so that Kingpin is 100% a Sienkiewicz Kingpin.
They don't make doors big enough for him.
This one's like a weird mobster, or a gangster, I guess. Like, he doesn't have like the commanding like business acumen I usually kind of associate with the Kingpin. This one's just a thug.
Yeah.
A thug that can throw a car at you.
He's like a capo. He's like a capo regime. He's not exactly like he's not a boss. He's in that next level down.
There's a lady Doc Ock in there. I think she's original to this movie. I don't know her.
Olivia Octavius.
Yeah. Scorpion has a design, and again, I don't think I've seen that before. It might exist. I haven't read everything, but to the best of my knowledge. Tombstone was in there, just looking like Tombstone.
Very pale.
It's a guy made of cement.
Needs a little sun.
That's not going to help.
Or
with
coat of
cement.
paint. Coat of paint.
Who else was in there? Oh, Norman Osborn was in there, looking like a giant demon.
That was kind of badass.
Yeah, that was a good sequence.
Goblin, I cannot let you turn on this multi-dimensional portal. Brooklyn's not zoned for that. I love
there's a bunch of quips.
I love the snappy Spider-Man kind of dialogue that we got, especially from the Chris Pine Spider-Man.
I like the, what's his name? Is it Jake Johnson? The guy from New Girl? Out of Shape Peter.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was my favorite.
He was really good.
I like how he's a Spider-Man who's he's so experienced that he's just really, like, he doesn't even really need to care, and he's just really good at it just because he's so used to, like, the muscle memory of being Spider-Man. What was the line? He's like, I was just in my room doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, getting strong. He's just eating pizza without a shirt on. That great shot. He gets divorced from Mary Jane. I'm like, oh, so the devil didn't do it? But then they show him sitting in his Spider-Man costume, crying in the shower with a pizza next to a toilet. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
I like how they keep making fun of him. Wow, you're kind of round.
It's like, oh, you're thicker. Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Those are sweatpants. Yeah, he's really wearing sweatpants.
I liked him a lot. He was fun.
No, he was really kind of like a cool, flawed Peter Parker. Like more flawed.
There was that great shot of him just walking down the building and the perspective changes.
Oh, I love that.
That was awesome.
I wish that we had some J. Jonah Jameson in this, though.
We did at the end.
Post-credit
scene, baby. Miguel O'Hara's in the Spider-Man 2099, who does like to hop around time and dimensions. And where does he go? To a meme. He goes to a meme.
That was wonderful. That was hilarious. You're pointing at me. No, you're pointing at me.
Yeah, they go to the...
Who pointed first? Spider-Man pointed first.
I've never seen that show, really. I'm aware of the theme song. I'm aware of the memes. We've talked about them here. We enjoy them.
Those are creepy. My favorite is still the car flying through the air.
Is it like
He's like, fuck, I'm high.
Yeah, I love that he's like, I'm going to Universe 67. It was fun seeing Spider-Man 2099 in that like old terrible animation style. Voiced by Oscar Isaacs. Couldn't think of the name. I was like, the guy from Star Wars. Oh, that's vague. But whatever. I mean, bring him into the mix if you need to have someone hopping around where it's not going to be like the end of the universe or whatever. He's a good way to use that tool.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen, we haven't really talked about her at all. Very accurate to her comic counterpart. Talk of the sequel is going to be potentially about a romance with her and Miles.
Oh.
They've made out in the comics before.
Good for them.
I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like not having that romantic angle.
Yeah, I like the idea. It's like she kind of had to like separate people and didn't have friends, and just of them being buddies, I think would go more in line of what her character was, or at least what the kind of arc of her character was in this movie. It was like, now I'm open to friends and boyfriends.
Ooh. Moving on from that, like back to some of the
long distance, it never works.
Multi-dimensional long distance. I liked the physics of the world. Like, you really got to see them do some things that you normally don't see in a Spider-Man movie. I really like that. It's like, especially talking about like the mechanics too of thwipping.
Yeah, I love that. And you see the word thwip when they're swinging along. I love that, like, yeah, that comic book mechanic style.
Yeah, the onomatopoeia.
Boy, if only there was a place you could read about these comics.
Oh, wow. There's only the place you could go maybe buy these comics.
Oh, yeah, more specifically that.
See?
It's not a library.
I'm helping you out. No, I thought it was really enjoyable. I loved, again, the backstories and how they kept recycling kind of that theme. Like, let's go back to the beginning one more time.
Yeah, that was good.
Nick Cage was great, too. He really chewed up that character. I loved it.
Because this is his second animated superhero movie this year. He was in Teen Titans Go to the Movies. He played Superman.
Finally.
Yeah.
But no, I really liked him as Spider-Man Noir. I think he hit it just right.
There's been because also there was Phil Lord and Chris Miller. The guys, they were two of the writers on this. This movie had three directors, names I didn't necessarily recognize. But there've been a couple of these animated movies recently that I love. The Lego Batman movie. That's a great movie.
I have not seen that.
It's fantastic.
All right, I'll make it a point.
The Lego movie, yeah, I saw that.
In my week off from the show.
It was fine. But Lego Batman, man, I love that movie. That movie's amazing. And I really love this one, too. So there's been, I mean, obviously the live-action superhero stuff has been great for, the most part recently. But a couple of these animated ones, they've been just kick-ass, too. We didn't talk about the Prowler at all. He was in this.
Oh, yeah, there he was, the Prowler.
He becomes a in the Ultimate Universe, like I said, I didn't really read it, so I don't know what happens in there. But in the main universe, he kind of becomes a hero later on.
Well, in this, I was like, oh, he's Miles' uncle. He's dead.
Yeah.
He dead.
Everyone has to die.
Somebody has to die.
I liked the dad. The dad character was a good character.
I liked it. It was really well-balanced dad character. Interesting that he, and by he, I mean Miles, like reveals himself as the new Spider-Man to his roommate so quickly.
Yeah. I guess that kid knows.
Yep.
Whoever he is. I'm sure he's a comic book character or something. I don't know who he is.
I liked how they were like able to use the spider eyes for expression. It wasn't just
that's
like,
very comic booky.
Yeah, I liked that a lot, as opposed to like in the movies they're very static. Other they move a little bit in the Marvel ones, but
yeah, they have that like that lens and the new one. Yeah, I've seen those faces before. Those were very comic booky. I liked that.
No, it was very entertaining.
I mean, my favorite. It kind of started with I think probably Batman the Animated Series was the one to kind of kick that off, of just like the eyes on that reacting to everything.
Yeah, it adds a layer of like,
you're not just staring at a static image.
Yeah, it adds a layer of emotion and
because you could
communication and expression to it.
I mean, Deadpool does it too in their movies, and they do it a little more subtly, which I like it when they do it as well. But that whole anyone can wear the mask, but it's more visually interesting to look at when the mask moves a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, and sorry, one last bit. I was like, I think that's it. There is one more thing. Chris Pine sings a Christmas song in the credits, and it's kind of amazing as Spider-Man.
Yes. He like the end. He's like, why am I even singing this?
I loved it. Is it on the soundtrack? It should be. Maybe it's a hidden track.
Ooh, that'd be great. Or if it's on Spotify.
I don't know. I'm not that interested in it, but I guess that's it. Those are my thoughts.
No,
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, it was.
If you want to read up on Miles, there's a brand new Miles series that started last week. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the movie.
No, the timing was not coincidental in any way, shape, and or form.
But there is a new Spider-Man series with Miles that started up last week. So, hey, pick that up. I like the writer.
We haven't really done reading suggestions in a while. But there you go.
I guess if you want, go read. Bendis did like 100-something issues of Miles and the Ultimate line. Supposedly that's good. I've never read it, but
sacrilege.
I don't care about the Ultimate line.
Oh, I thought you were like, but you like Bendis.
I like him when he cares, and I think he cared about that run from, again, everything I know. Haven't read it personally.
Fair.
There's a lot of stuff out there, man.
I thought he was going to be part of like the screenwriting crew, but he wasn't.
Well, I mean, no, he's also, I was going to say, he's over at DC now, but I guess that was done through Sony, so he would have had the option, I suppose.
But he did get an executive producer credit.
Yeah, he co-created the character. I don't know. I guess that's it. That's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's a swinging good time.
I almost said that at the same time you did. It was right on the tip of my tongue, but I just let it happen.
And that's a wrap. That's a spider wrap on this one. All right, we're moving on. Letters to the editors.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What's that say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always dead.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Hey, this is the thing I get asked sometimes. Turning it into a letter is more of a conversation. But
yes.
It's now turned into a letter. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes real world bleeds into the podcast. What are your favorite Christmas movies? And I guess in your world, we're including specials.
Yeah, why not?
They're not separate in my world, because the ones I thought of were mostly specials, I suppose.
Why don't you go first?
I could come up with 3 that really stand out to me.
Yes.
And the first one is the least Christmassy of them all.
Die Hard?
Gremlins.
Okay.
That's just one of the wackiest movies out there. It's so 80s, and they kill that old woman in such a horrific way.
Oh yeah,
that
they
window. There's that really weird scene that comes out of nowhere of like, my dad died in the in the chimney.
Just remember, don't feed them after midnight and don't get them wet.
There's just enough Christmas in that movie for me to think of it as a Christmas movie. Gremlins, man. Gremlins is solid. It's my number 3.
Number 3, okay.
Am I still going here?
Yes, go ahead.
Number 2, there are many different adaptations of the Scrooge story, but I say the best one is Mickey Mouse doing A Christmas Carol.
Ooh, that's
my
That's
favorite one.
a very good one. That's a very, very good one.
The middle ghost of Jiminy Cricket's in there. I like Goofy as Jacob Marley. I like that second ghost, who I don't think is ever in anything else, who's just like, it's like fee fi fo fum, I smell. I smell.
Yeah, that's
just a great bit.
No, I love that.
I think that's my favorite version of A Christmas Carol. And my number 1 pick would be Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The original animated one.
I just love Karloff. I love.
See, that to me is like it's a
it
Christmas special.
It has Chuck Jones doing the directing on that, who is most famous for doing the Looney Tunes stuff. So I mean, his work behind it and getting Karloff in there, man, I love that one. And also, with something I like about like the specials more than the movies necessarily, I like it in and out. Like a lot of Christmas movies don't hold my attention for like a 90 to 2-hour runtime. I like just the burst. I can sit through the burst easily. I can sit down and enjoy it and get out and go do something else.
Yeah. I like
other ones too, but those are definitely the three that stand out the most to me.
So the ones that I really like, in no particular order, I do love the Rankin and Bass Rudolph.
Blasphemy.
No, it's not blasphemy at all. That's wonderful. Scrooged.
That's a good one.
I love that movie. It's a great.
That is a good movie. I wonder who directed that.
Oh, I can't remember who. I want to say it was Harold Ramis, or was it Ivan Reitman? Maybe.
It feels like it should be Reitman, but I also feel like it's not.
Well, IMDb it.
I'm working on it.
Let's see. Other Christmas Vacation is always on the list.
Yeah, that is an enjoyable one too.
It's an enjoyable one. I also really do like the George C. Scott version of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, Richard Donner directed Scrooged.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So we were way off.
Yeah, Superman himself, or Superman director himself. Cool. Scrooged.
I also really like the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
Yeah, that has
a Charlie Brown Christmas.
That has a charm to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to pick. I like a lot of the Christmas stuff. None of the Hallmark movies. You watch one, you've seen them all.
Yeah, I have no interest in going down that road.
Love Actually? Are you a Love Actually guy?
I actively hate that movie.
Fair enough.
My wife was watching it. They're like bits and pieces. I go, oh, that's good. And then they just dive into this stuff that, like, you know what? A lot of people enjoy this movie. It's just not for me. That's fine.
I like the animated Grinch. That's also on the list. I also like Muppet Christmas Carol. I like a lot of the versions of A Christmas Carol.
I know you're all about Elf.
I do really like Elf a lot. Elf is I like it. It's solid.
It is pretty good. It's one I know a lot of people like to watch like every year. I really need some time in between that movie.
Like I haven't watched it yet this year. I might not watch it. I mean, I'm going to watch it.
I think it's solid. It's not one that I want to do every year. Like maybe every 3 years I'll watch it. And then there's a bunch of crap out there like Frosty. That's a crap one.
Yeah, it's
just felt like yelling at Frosty for a second.
Happy birthday.
Or then weird ones like Santa Claus versus the Martians. It has nothing to do with anything.
What about Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg?
You always talk about that one.
Have you ever seen the opening to that?
I feel like you've shown it to me.
It's hilarious. The rest of the movie is terrible, but...
All right, I'll mix it up. This wasn't a question that was asked. This is off the cuff.
Okay.
Favorite Christmas songs?
Oh, God, I can't... You know what Christmas... Can I go back real quick? I watched Daddy's Home 2 over the weekend, which is kind of a Christmas time movie. And there's a movie within a movie that I really would love to see. It was called Mistletoe. Missle.
Oh, no.
TOW. Starring Liam Neeson. And one of his lines in is, Merry Christmas, assholes.
Well, it's kind of like how I'm interested in seeing the movie that was inside Home Alone.
Oh, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yeah.
And a Happy New Year.
Seems better than Home Alone.
Home Alone, I forgot. The first Home Alone is way better than the second Home Alone. I'm not so much into the Home Alone Lost in New York, but the first Home Alone was pretty cool. You kind of wonder what Kevin's dad did to be able to afford to have that house and take his whole entire family to Paris.
Yeah, I watched that one recently in the last couple of years. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's still funny, but it's not heartwarming like other Christmas movies are.
And there's some of the classics that are fine. There's plenty of Christmas movies that are fine.
Yeah.
Ones like It's a Wonderful Life. It's fine.
Yeah.
Or A Christmas Story. People love that
movie. I
movie.
forgot about A Christmas Story. I love A Christmas Story.
People like that movie a lot more than I do. Again, I think it's fine.
I'll watch it on Christmas. I'll watch it as part of the 24 hours of Christmas Story. I'll probably I'll watch it Christmas Eve night. I guess I'm playing
song.
that.
All right.
Top songs?
I'm going to narrow mine down to 3 again, even though we just listed like 20 movies.
Okay.
I know what number 1 would be. Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay. I'm listening.
Number 3, I'm going with one I just discovered this year. It's not a new song, but it's one I just discovered.
Yeah.
It was a B.B. King song. He had a Christmas album.
Okay.
It's called Backdoor Santa.
Interesting.
And the whole song is about how when all of the husbands around the town go out to play and like go and do things together away from their wives, he just goes and has sex with all of them. It's like, oh, is this about a single woman? Which of the women are you sleeping with?
Santa pimp.
It's just the women. He is sleeping with the women. And he has to leave the back door open in case he has to run away if someone comes home.
I was going to make a joke, but I'm going to let it sit down and not worry about it.
It's not that. But boy, it's kind of an amazing song. I only found out about it this year, but it has quickly become a favorite of mine.
All right.
Billy Idol's Yelling at the Christmas Tree.
Good one.
That's a great song. I definitely know my all-time. I don't know if those are in any particular order. They're just ones I've been enjoying this year. But definitely my all-time favorite is David Bowie and Bing Crosby.
Oh, Little Drummer Boy?
Yeah, that's
Peace on Earth?
Definitely my favorite one.
That's a great one. I like that one.
I have to go through the 2 minutes of listening to them talk.
Yeah, you can kind of fast forward a little bit.
No.
Okay.
You can't.
I guess you can't. Ooh, Christmas songs that I like. I really like. I have to think because I like so many. I love Christmas. It's my second favorite holiday. I think. I do like the Boris Karloff "Meet Your Mean One, Mr. Grinch."
Okay.
I mean, it's a fun song. I also like. I'm gonna admit it. I like it a little bit. I don't want to hear it incessantly, but like 2 or 3 times. "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey.
That's right. Last year I bought the Sia Christmas album, one of the best damn Christmas albums I've ever heard.
Really?
Love it. Love it to death.
And another good Christmas song that I like. I feel like you got to kind of like throw in like a slow, like sentimental Christmas song. "That's What Christmas Means to Me," the Pentatonics track.
Sure.
I like that. I also like "Grown Up Christmas List" by Amy Grant. That's a good one too.
It's no backdoor Santa.
It is no backdoor Santa.
That song's amazing.
It sounds incredible.
Which of the women? Oh, just all of them.
All of them. They were all on the nice list, apparently.
Apparently, has like 18 illegitimate children.
Now they're on that's where the elves come from. Anyway.
I guess that's the show. Go listen to Backdoor Santa and watch Spider-Verse.
Backdoor Santa and Spider-Verse. If you do nothing else between now and our first show of 2019, let those be the things that you do.
Have you ever heard that song before?
Backdoor Santa?
Yeah, I never
No,
heard
I'm going to listen to it on the way home now.
It's amazing.
All right. I'm going to have to listen to it. Santa has more kids than Genghis Khan, apparently.
No, I think Genghis Khan wins.
What was it, like some percentage of all of Asia could trace themselves to Genghis Khan?
I think it's basically the entire world, like everyone who did those like DNA, like 23andMe or whatever, like everyone has like the small fraction of an Asian percentage because Genghis Khan
I was reading
raped a bunch of people.
I was reading a news story today that a married couple got a 23andMe kit and found out that they're actually genetically related.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oops. On that note, if you like the show,
well, that's a holiday theme.
There you go. Check out patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. You can get the show a whole day early, and you get the Buffy back issue bin a whole week early. Plus, you get some exclusive content. Content.
Right now,
Zach may exclusively contact you.
I won't. The podcast I have worked the hardest on is going to be up there by the time this goes out. I literally prepped it for like 2 consecutive weeks. I wrote a 56-page script for it.
What? Wow.
Yeah, it should be up.
Is it about Buffy?
Yeah, I hope it's up by now.
Oh.
It is a nightmare to edit.
56-page script?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, I worked on it for a little while.
I guess so.
And there's a Patreon exclusive review for Firefly #2 that's up now.
So you've got those couple of things. Plus, $5 a month, you can be a Duke or Duchess of the podcast and get a really cool, fancy trumpet fanfare sound with your name on it. You can also visit the store 210 Water Street in Hollowell. 50% off all graphic novels, t-shirts, and toys between now and Saturday.
It's the end of the holiday sale.
Yep. And then the store's closed Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for Christmas.
And we're not back next week, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. And you're on Twitter if you want to hear Jared be happy or sad about football.
Or anything else, @JuniorRich.
That'll do it. Thanks for hanging out for 2018. God, that was a long year.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
I'm not going to miss that road construction.
There's still time.
There's still construction could go to hell.
Well, there's still more paving to come in the spring.
Son of a bitch. All right, that's it for the year. Bye.
All right, bye.